This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let us work on manual bank reconciliation configuration now. Let me write manual bank reconciliation configuration. Now, to start with bank reconciliation configuration, whether it is manual or it is electronic, we need to understand for which bank we are going to set up this BRS functionality. Now, first point, we need to understand bank name. And second point, we need to understand bank details. First point is bank name and second one is bank account details. Let's assume that I am going to set up this manual bank reconciliation for, I'll assume that HSBC Bank. HSBC Bank. Bank account details is nothing but your account number, bank account key, in short the IFSC code, account currency, and the nature of account, whether it is current account, forex account, savings account. What is the nature of account? You need to understand. All this information you're going to get or you're going to collect from your client based on house bank template. There will be a template called house bank template. In this house bank template, you are going to update all the information, like when you're creating a house bank and account ID in SAP, whatever the information that we require in order to set up in the system, all those fields you are going to update in a sequential order. In our previous sessions, we have already seen what is the house bank template. In the similar way, you need to prepare a file. And this Excel file, whatever the template that you're going to represent for house bank, you'll have to share it with your client. Your client is going to fill up the template and share it with you. Based on the house bank template, the information whatever we receive, we are going to set up house bank in SAP. Now I am going to assume that this is going to be HSBC Bank. Details like you need account number, or I'll put like company code. I would like to know for which company code this house bank is going to set up. Second one on the other information. Now before we write this house bank setup information, let me open SAP and show you what information we exactly require to set up house bank. To set up any house bank, T code is FI12. Go to FI12. If you go to FI12, you choose any company code. I'll choose any one company code. Double click on house bank here. If you double click on house bank, if you add a new entry, you will find certain fields here. From this field, update the information that is required for us. Point number one, it is your company code. Input company code here. Similarly, point number two, after company code, it is house bank, country and bank key. I am going to update house bank, country and then bank key. This information is available. Company code, house bank, country, bank key. After that, you are going to click on create. When you click on create, you will be able to see the address here. I'll put any one here because I'm not creating it now. I'm giving any one information. When you click on create, it will ask some other information, which is nothing but bank address you'll have to give. And here, let me write address here, bank key followed by address. And after the address, we'll have to provide something called Swift key, Swift code or bank identification code or bank number. I'll put address is there, Swift code, bank number. Once this is done, next thing what you have is your bank account. After this, you'll have bank account. To see the bank account, let me select any one company code where house bank and account ID is created. Currently it is not there. If I choose this company code, house bank, and let me pick account ID. If I pick house bank account ID, this information is available. And here you already took company code, you already took Axis Bank, you have already taken only these two. Now the additional information is related to account ID. Update account ID here. Update account ID. After this you need a description. You put description here. And after description you have bank account number, alternative account number, GL account currency. Then I'll put bank account number, alternative account number, and then you have GL account number, and then you have something called currency. Currency you have, and bank country, bank key is something which is already updated here. Bank key is already updated, and address is also already there, and only this information is what we require. Now I'll come out from this screen. Now once we update all the fields, now from where we took these fields, we took the fields from the house bank account ID fields, whatever is available in standard SAP screen. What we need to do, you need to organize the fields in a sequential order. When I say you need to organize the fields in a sequential order, you can swap the fields according to your choice, but make sure when you're updating the fields in an Excel sheet, these are in an identical manner or these are in a sequential order. I am writing house bank, company code, house bank, country, bank address, bank key, bank address, SWIFT code, bank number, account ID, description, bank account number, alternative account number, GL account, and then currency. Let's say we will proceed with the same logic or with the same sequence. When you are giving this template to a client or to a user stating that please fill up all your bank account details in this format. When we share this template to the user or to the client, asking them to fill up all their bank related information, what your client will do, they are going to fill up this Excel sheet. They are going to fill up this Excel sheet based on their bank account details, but they do not know how to fill this up. When we say they do not know how to fill this up, you need to provide one sample record here. This is the heading, and this is one sample record you need to put. For example, if this is related to company code 1000, put company code 1000. If house bank is this, put HB01, country is India, address you put something, let's say something in the address, sorry, bank key, let's say bank key 1, address, SWIFT code, bank account number, something like this. We need to fill one sample record. You need to fill one sample record so that your client will have an idea, okay, this is how I need to fill it up. Accordingly, they are going to share the actual bank account details in this template. Based on the template, whatever you receive, you are going to set up the house bank. Because you're all aware, without the house bank, BRS is not possible in SAP. In short, to make it simple, in order to record any transaction related to bank accounting, house bank is mandatory. Without house bank, you are not supposed to create any bank related transaction. Any bank related entry is not possible as your bank accounts are determined with the help of house bank functionality. In order to make your payment, in order to perform your BRS or bank reconciliation, house bank is very key information. And you have to be very good at creating a house bank, because in ECC the way house bank is created is different. In S4 HANA system the way house bank is created is different. And within the ECC and S4 HANA system you have normal house bank concept. You also have cash accounting house bank concept, meaning bank HCL account can be balance sheet, bank HCL account can be a cash account. You need to have the minute differences between these two functionalities before you actually proceed and then understand how exactly this is working. So here I'm not writing any sample record. Let me straight away update the actual record. Now company code which I'm going to set up, or the company code for which I'm going to configure now, is LEIN company code. What I'll do, I'll put LEIN company code. House bank, I'm going to talk about HSBC bank. Let's say I'm going to create HSBC as my house bank. Country, I am taking this bank is in India. I'll take IN. Bank address, I'll take Hyderabad 50050. Any address while updating, I'll put, sorry, this is address here. Bank key, I'll put HSBC 01. You can take any bank key. This is all provided by the bank. You have no control on it. Next one, SWIFT code, I say this is not applicable. Bank number, I can take same house bank, sorry, bank key. I'm treating as my bank number. Account ID, since it is your HSBC, I'll take HSBC1 as account ID. Description, HSBC current account, and then I'll say 0001 account number ending with 1, or HSBC current account INR currency 001. This is only for the information. By looking at the description, I am able to understand this is HSBC current account, INR currency, and then account number ending with 001. This is the last 3 digits or 4 digits from the original bank account number you are going to represent here. Next one, bank account number. Let's say any one account number you can take. This is the actual account number provided by the bank. This is actual account number provided by the bank. Alternative account number, in case if you want to mask it, you can use it, but majoritarily we don't use it. I'm using not applicable. And then GL account number, we need to make sure one GL account number will be allotted for this house bank. This we will see based on the GL availability. Currency, the account currency is INR here. Next thing, to allot one GL account number, what I'll do, I'll go
Sir,
to
what is the difference of bank account and bank account number?
which one?
Bank account and bank account number. Bank number and bank account number.
Bank number is usually represented as house bank only, your bank key.
Okay.
Those are used for your international payments. If you are using international payment, then your SWIFT code, IBAN, all these things will come into picture. Otherwise, they are not relevant.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so GL account, let me update this here. I'll go to FS00. Since we're talking about company code related to LEIN,
Yes, we have
let me
something
change.
MMID code. What is that?
Those points I'll explain later, because first let me complete the configuration full setup. Then we will discuss about the fields and all.
Okay, sir.
Now let me look at bank GL accounts. So currently there are two GL accounts which are created, 1310 all zeros and then 1310 2000. You need to make sure any bank GL account that you are taking, it should always represent main account. Bank main account should always end with 0. It should always represent main account. Main account should always end with 0. What you can do, you can take any bank GL account. Currently this GL account is this. What I'll do, I can take any account and I have to make sure this is ending with 0. This is 2000. I can take 2010. I can take 2010. Make sure any GL account you can take, but provided one condition to be satisfied, which is your bank main account must end with a 0. While creating the house bank, you are always going to represent bank main account. It should always strictly end with a 0. Assuming this is the information that you got from your client with respect to bank account. Once you got this information, based on this file, you are going to set up the house bank first. Meaning, before you proceed to BRS configuration, we need to ensure bank is set up in SAP. When you're talking about bank is created in SAP, bank is set up in SAP, we are talking about house bank, account ID, GL accounts are maintained. Okay, first thing, in order to start your house bank configuration, we need to make sure GL account is created. GL account number is this. I'll copy the GL account number. I'll go to SAP. I'll click on create. I'll put this GL account number, choose your company code, click on create icon, and here let me choose GL account type as balance sheet account. Cash account I'm not using as of now. Let me proceed with balance sheet account. Choose balance sheet account, select the appropriate account group. This is bank account 1310. Short text I'm going to write HDFC main account, or I can put 001. This is only to represent that this GL account is related to HDFC, sorry, not HDFC, this is HSBC. HSBC main account hash 0001 is representing my bank account number ending with 1. My bank account number ending with 1, and here also I need to adjust my bank account number is ending with 1. Meaning even when you look at the GL account number, your GL account should leave some hint related to which bank account number this GL is corresponding. Just to connect it, this is how you are going to do it even when you're in a project. Now this is what I'm going to create, and same description I'm going to write this here. HDFC main account INR. HDFC main account INR currency 0001 is the bank last 3 digits. Account number last 3 digit. Then go to control data. Here you need to make sure for the account currency, because when you're maintaining or when you're opening any bank account, you can open bank account only in one currency. When I say your statement will always represent single currency, statement cannot be multiple currency. Now if your bank account is INR currency, meaning bank is going to give you the statement in INR, opening balance, closing balance, everything will be converted into INR, and then the statement will be received in INR. You need to make sure if it is local currency account, keep it your company code currency. If the bank account is a foreign currency account, when I say if the bank account is a foreign currency account, if you open the bank account which is related to dollar, euro or any other currency, keep this respective currency strictly. You cannot keep local currency if the bank account is operated in foreign currency. Since we are talking about local currency account, I am giving INR. And then make sure there is something called open item management. Always remember, open item management is strictly enabled for bank sub accounts, not for the bank main account. Every bank account will have main account, sub account fundamental concept, meaning main account is always corresponding to bank statement. Whatever the bank account balance that you see from the bank statement should be exactly the corresponding to your bank statement, your bank main GL account. To make sure that this is happening, you are going to perform bank reconciliation. When you are performing bank reconciliation, you are going to record all the original transactions in the bank sub account. After receiving the bank statement, based on the BRS functionality, you are going to move entries from sub account to main account based on the BRS, either manual BRS or electronic BRS. In this process, you need to make sure all the bank sub accounts are open item managed and all the bank main accounts are non-open item managed. When we say non-open item managed, you are not supposed to tick it. If you tick, this will become open item. If you don't tick, this will become non-open item. Your bank main account is a strictly non-open item GL account. And then you can maintain soft key. I'm going to maintain 001 posting date. Usually you will be maintaining value date for the bank soft key, so that based on the value date, your entries are represented in the report, and also while posting the entry, value date will be updated in the assignment column. After this, go to the third one, create bank interest. Open the drop down. Make sure here you can choose general, but in general what we will do, you will be using obligatory value date. Somewhere you will find obligatory value date. Make sure G005 obligatory value date, and make sure from this only the value date is mandatory, other dates are not. If I double click on G005 from this screen, it will take you inside the field status, and from here click on payment transaction, and here value date, if you see, it is required entry. Value date is required, make sure it is required, and other dates are optional. Sometimes you will find any other date which is like due date and all is required. Make sure you will convert that into either optional or suppress. According to our logic, we are making sure for all the bank related transactions, value date becomes mandatory. I have updated required entry for value date, come back and then proceed to save. Now what system is going to with this? Whenever you record any accounting entry for bank GL account, value date becomes mandatory. Value date is nothing but date on which or from which payment is effective. Now I also need to make sure for every bank account, I need to make sure bank main GL account, bank sub GL accounts are created. Sub GL accounts are basically incoming account, outgoing account. You can create several incoming account based on the mode of payment, nature of payment which your organization is using. Usually you can use check payment, online transfer payment for incoming and for outgoing. According to the nature of payments that the company is using, you can set it up. Usually, you will come to know this when you're initially discussing about your business process related to payment. How you are going to process the payment, how you are going to receive the payment. Client is going to tell us whether they're processing, issuing the payment in cash and also in bank. If it is cash, it is straightforward. If it is bank, how are you going to receive the payment? How are you going to issue the payment? Is it only through check or is it only through transfer? If it is transfer, is it ACH, NEFT, RTGS, wire, what it is? Accordingly, you are going to set up different mode of payment. Based on that, you are going to choose how many incoming accounts are there, how many outgoing accounts are there. At this moment, for the testing purpose, for understanding the concept, I am going to create one incoming account, one outgoing account, which is treated as common incoming account, common outgoing account. I'll copy the same GL account. When you copy the same GL account, you need to remember one logic here. When we say we need to remember one logic here, for all the bank GL accounts, you need to have the one fixed logic. This fixed logic will be, if I come to Excel sheet again, bank GL account logic. This bank GL account logic, usually you have main account and sub accounts. When you're talking about main account, I am going to represent 0, meaning according to our chart of account, we are using 8-digit GL account number. According to our chart of account, we are using 8-digit GL account number. To make it 8-digit, I am writing 7 stars. 7 stars can be any number and then the last digit is 0, meaning your bank main GL account should end with 0, sub account. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Your bank sub accounts are ranging from 1 to 9. Any bank main account you take, it can be starting from any number, but the last digit should be strictly 0. When you take any bank sub account, it can start from any range, but strictly the last digit should be between 1 to 9. Now this 1 to 9 will again have a logic. When I say this 1 to 9 will again have a logic, you need to decide what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, what is 4 until what is 9. For example, I say bank outgoing. Similarly, I'll say bank incoming. You can segregate multiple outgoing like check outgoing, transfer outgoing, ACH outgoing, wire outgoing, NEFT outgoing, RTGS outgoing. Likewise, you can put any number of GL accounts according to the business requirement. Majority 2 or 3 incomings, 2 or 3 outgoings will be there, not beyond that in any organization. I'll take bank outgoing. I am going to take all my outgoing accounts will end with 1. Similarly, all my incoming accounts will end with 2. This is the logic that you are going to freeze, that you are going to finalize at the beginning of the project during your end-to-end implementation. Now, when you are deciding this logic, all the company codes in your group will have to follow the same logic. You cannot bypass this. You cannot say that in one company code I'll keep outgoing one, in the other company code I'll keep incoming one. Not possible. Similarly, for one bank I'll do this, for the other bank I'll do in the other way around. Not possible. You have to follow strictly this regulation guidelines across all your company codes irrespective of the country, because this is something which is decided at the beginning of the implementation project. Same logic as it is we need to follow. Now, according to this logic, you are going to use 1 for outgoing, 2 for incoming. If you can swap also, you can also use 1 for incoming, 2 for outgoing. Anyway is possible, but only one logic. You cannot swap it, you cannot change it. Whatever the logic that you are deciding, it will remain fixed. What I'll do here, one we have decided for outgoing, I'll choose the last digit as 1. Let me go to SAP. I'm going to choose the last digit as 1. Click on continue. I'll come to type description. I am going to change the GL account description from HDFC main to HDFC out. HDFC outgoing, and here also, sorry, HSBC outgoing account 1. Now go to control data. This is ending with 1, meaning this is a sub account. Sub account means it has to be open item management. Any sub account has to be open item management. Enable open item management. Go to create bank interest. It will be the same. Press enter. Proceed to save. Now your outgoing GL account is created. Similarly, we need to create a bank incoming GL account. Same thing. Select the outgoing GL account. Click on copy. End with 2. Come to type description. Update the description from HSBC out to HSBC in. Similarly, HSBC incoming account ending with 1. And control data, same thing, account currency INR. Since this is incoming account, bank sub account, it has to be open item management for the bank reconciliation purpose. Create bank interest G005. Proceed to save. Now the GL accounts have been created. Now from this GL account, what I'll do, I'll click on main account. Let me copy the main GL account and let me place this main GL account here. I'm going to place this main GL account here. Now based on this information, after having the bank account related details along with the GL account, when you're creating the GL account, you should always consider production system as the reference, not the development system, because you know when you're working in any project, you have development, quality, production. Master data in most of the cases will be inconsistent between your production system and then the development system, because whenever you create any new GL account, you will be creating in the production system. Those GL accounts may not be created in development system. You need to make sure what is the next available account number for the bank GL account, always from the production system, not from the development, because sometimes it may so happen GL is created in production but not created in development. Quite common when it comes to master record. You should always consider production system as your base whenever you are taking the master data related numbers. Now from here you need to set up the house bank. In order to set up the house bank, we are all aware it is FI12. Let me go to SAP and I'll put T code FI12 here. Enter. When I put FI12, this is what system is showing. Now I know that I am going to create the house bank for company code LEIN. Go to position here and put your company code LEIN. From the position, once your company code has been identified, select your company code LEIN and double click on house banks here. Choose your company code LEIN, double click on house bank. Let me double click here. Once you can see this, you need to add a new entry, because if there are any house banks already created, it will display. Now our intention is to create a new house bank. Click on new entries on the top left. And here you need to create house bank. Now the house bank details is something which are already captured in our Excel sheet. HSBC is house bank. Okay, and this is the house bank key. HSBC house bank, country India. Let me come to SAP. House bank, I'm going to write HSBC. Country, I'm going to take India. Bank key is what we have taken. Same bank key I'm going to write here. Once this information is given, company code, house bank, bank country, and then bank key, straight away click on create icon. When you click on create icon, you will get a pop-up which is asking you to input detailed bank address. Now this bank address is representing bank branch address. because HSBC may be having a lot of branches in your country or in your city, in your state. You need to make sure out of so many HSBC bank accounts or bank branches, in which branch you opened your bank account. For that particular branch, there is a dedicated address. You'll have to input that bank dedicated address for the respective branch in which the bank account is opened or operated. I am going to write bank name HSBC Bank Limited. Whatever the bank official name is there, that you'll have to put. No shortcuts here. Region, open the drop down. You choose where it is. Let's say I'm going to select, let's say 36 Telangana. I'm going to write street. I'll put Bank Street. City, I'll put Hyderabad. I'm going to write Madhapur branch. Anything, whatever is there, you can put. And SWIFT code, I'm not writing. Bank number, you can take same bank key as bank number here. These are basically used for your international payments. And click on continue. Press enter, meaning here you are only creating the bank name and bank address of the branch where your account is operated. House bank is nothing but name and address of the bank in which your account is operated. Save it. You're all aware every bank will have several branches, and based on each branch you have a different branch identification code, which is nothing but your bank key according to SAP. In different countries you represent it with different names. For example, in India you call it as IFSC code. Continue. Save it. Now house bank is created. Once house bank is created, you need to add account ID. Account ID is nothing but bank account which is actually opened there. Every account that you open in any bank, you will be provided with one account number. Whenever you open any bank account, for your bank account, you will be provided with one account number. This account number is nothing but bank account. Double click on bank accounts here. If you double click on bank account, you get a message called read access only. This is because until ECC you can create, or in ECC you can create house bank account ID within FI12, but from S4 HANA system onwards you can create only house bank as configuration. Account ID is created as a master data. House bank is a configuration. House bank account ID is a master data. To create this master data, you have to go to SAP Fiori application. Now to go to Fiori, open your browser. Open the browser. Now we are all aware that there is a link for Fiori. Now here I am opening this bookmarked link for manage bank accounts. You need to log into SAP Fiori. I'll put my ID, my password. Log into SAP Fiori. And then from Fiori application, you need to create bank account. Straight away using GUI, this cannot be created. It has to be strictly created using your Fiori Launchpad. And in that you have a Fiori tile, Fiori application called manage bank account. From this manage bank account only, you will be able to create the bank account straight away. With the help of GUI, this is not possible in S4 HANA system. Tomorrow somebody is asking about bank accounting. You'll have to represent all these points, and this is one of your ECC to S4 HANA change. Let's wait until this gets loaded. Everywhere I've listed HSBC Bank. Fine. Okay, once this screen is visible, down below you will find an icon called create. Straight away go to click on this icon called create. When you click on create, it will ask you to input your company code. Your company code is LEIN, and this is asking us to input account type. Open the drop down. When you open the drop down, it will display different account types. Majority the banks, the companies, whosoever is operating the accounts, most likely those are all your current accounts. Choose current account, account type 01, click on create. And here you need to give account description. This is something we have already listed somewhere here. Go to Excel sheet, account description, HSBC, current account, INR, ending with 0001. Go to browser, put this account description, and then it is asking account number. Account number also we have already listed. Copy the account number. Come to this browser, put account number, and next one, bank country. This is in India. Choose IN. Currency, this account is operated in INR. Choose INR currency. Next one, bank key. We have already created bank key. This is your HSBC01. Copy this bank key and update this bank key here. Okay. This one. Enter. After giving this information, press enter one time. And then straight away you can go to general information. There are different tabs. You can click on this. Here you can update the account opening date and further information related to it. By default it will take a current date. If this account is opened sometime back, you have to put the date. This is only for the information purpose. And after that, bank relationship. This is also not relevant to us because there are a lot of treasury related functions. Most of the fields are related to TRM or the treasury FSCM related module. As a FICO consultant, you need to know only few parameters or few details related to house bank creation. And then go to house bank account connectivity. This is important. And here you need to add a create icon. Click on create icon in the house bank account connectivity. When you click on create, you'll get another screen. And select ID is central system house bank, company code, valid to house bank. This is coming from the previous screen, meaning from the previous section it is automatically derived. And then give house bank account. House bank account is nothing but house bank account ID. We have already taken HSBC1. From the Excel sheet we have already taken HSBC1. And after that, scroll down, and this is asking you to input GL account number, account ID HSBC1. This is where you have taken account ID, and GL account is here. Copy this GL account number from the Excel sheet. Come to this, input your GL account number here. Alternative bank account number, we are not using it because you are not masking your bank account number. I am leaving this blank. Press enter. And there is one more column here called bank reconciliation account. Currently it is no, because when you created a bank GL account, you have chosen bank account type as balance sheet account, not a cash account. If you choose cash account there, this will become reconciliation account. Yes, since we are creating the bank GL account as balance sheet account, it will be no. And then you can click on apply the changes. And then you have to save it as inactive, because whenever you create any house bank, even in the project, your house bank will undergo some workflow, meaning when you create the new bank, it will go for some approval. The authorized person will verify if all the details are updated properly or not. If everything is fine, they will approve it. Then your bank account will be activated. Initially you have to save it as inactive. Click on save as inactive. And once this is saved, if you go top, once it is saved, if you go top, you can see that the house bank account ID, all information is here, and the bank account status is 01, which is inactive currently. Bank account is created, but the status of the account is currently inactive. You need to activate it. To activate it, you can manually activate straight away from here. Otherwise, you can implement workflow here. There is something called BAM, which is nothing but bank account management in S4 HANA system, part of your FSCM. Part of your FSCM, you have bank account management. Using the bank account management concept, you can create a workflow for house bank creation. Whenever somebody is creating the bank account, it will undergo for an approval. The authorized person will have to review all the account details, then they will confirm it. When they confirm it, they will be activating the account. Now you can see the bank account status has been updated to activate, meaning the status number 2, which is active, which is indicating the house bank account ID is created. Until we did it, here on the GUI screen, it was blank. On the GUI screen, it was blank. What I'll do, I'll come back one level. Let me reopen it. If I click on bank accounts again, this is still bank. What I'll do, I'll reopen the screen. /n. If I want to go to position, I'll open LEIN. Choose your company code. Select the bank account. The bank that we've created now is HSBC. Select a HSBC account and double click on bank account now. If you double click on bank account, it is still giving read access only. Okay, continue. And now earlier it was showing a blank, but now it is displaying bank account details. In short, house bank account ID, account description, bank account number, GL account, address, everything is updated because you have set up house bank account master using Fury application. From a manage bank account Fury launchpad or manage bank account Fury tile, you are able to create this information. That data is automatically reflecting in your SAP GUI. Once this is done, your house bank account ID is created. Once this is created, next thing straight away you need to go to BRS configuration. Once house bank account ID is created, you have to go to BRS configuration. Now, earlier we have discussed something related to BRS. This was the scenario which we were talking about. This was the scenario which we were talking about. According to this scenario, there are 4 key transactions. One is payment, one is a receipt, one is your bank charges, another one is your bank income. We need to make sure bank payment, bank receipt, bank charge, bank income related GL accounts are already set up. Meaning, if I write this bank transactions to be considered for MBRS, meaning first we are trying to set up manual bank reconciliation, because only when you are clear with manual bank reconciliation you will be able to understand electronic. Straight away if we step into electronic, we might get into unnecessary confusion. Let us try to make sure we are good at manual bank reconciliation statement, then we will understand EBRS with the help of manual bank reconciliation statement. First point, you are talking about bank payments. This is nothing but bank outgoing payment. Second one, bank incoming payments. Third one, bank charges. Fourth one, bank income. These are the 4 points which we were talking about. Payment, receipt, charges, and then income. Now for this, you'll have to make sure the GL accounts. For this, you need to make sure what are the GL accounts or what are the transaction types to be included. Now I am going to write bank outgoing payments. I am going to put *1. Incoming, I am going to put *2. Bank charges, as of now we do not have any GL account. I'm leaving it blank. Bank income also we have no GL account. I'm leaving this blank. Before this, what I'll do, I'll go to GL master data FS00. Let us create GL account related to this. LEIN operating expenses. Let me go to FS00. Let me see if there is any account group related to bank charges. There is a GL account which we have created related to bank charges. It is 4300. What I'll do, I'll create a GL account. Let me copy from anyone. Click on copy. It is 4300. 4300 ending with all zeros. And this will be 4300 bank charges. It will be primary cost only. I am going to put GL account name called HSBC bank charges. I can say HSBC bank charges. I'm going to put same thing. You can create common GL account for all the bank expenses, for all the bank charges, or you can also create separate bank GL account for every bank charges depending on the business requirement, how they want to track it. Now for our understanding, I'm creating a separate bank account so that it will not create any confusion. Control data, this is a P&L account and sort key will be 001. Cost element category, bank charges and expense account, choose 01. Primary cost or cost reducing revenue because this is an expense. Next one, create bank interest, G005. Bank account, obligatory value date, and any bank charges you wanted to make sure whether these are posted automatically also or these are to be posted only with the help of a BRS. If you wanted to allow manual entries also in bank charges, do not take this, or if you wanted to control that the bank charges are posted only with bank statement by the system automatically, you can keep this, meaning nobody can book bank charges directly here. It will be updated with the help of BRS only. Currently I'm not enabling this. I'll click on save. Bank charges I've created. Let me copy this GL account and I'll place it here, my bank charges. Similarly, bank income. For bank income also, let us create one GL account. Let me see if we've created any account group related to bank income. There is no bank income. What I'll do, I'm going to create miscellaneous income 3430. Let me copy this. I'll make it 3430. 3430. Account group also, let me choose 3430 miscellaneous income, HDFC bank income. Similarly, HDFC bank income. This is also primary cost, cost reducing revenue, control data. And make sure when you come down, you will choose cost element category. Since this is an income, for all the incomes, you'll have to choose cost element category as revenue. Continue. Come to create bank interest, it will be the same G005. Save the GL account. I'll copy this GL account number from here and I'll put this here. In short, these are the GL accounts which we have created so far. And additionally, you'll have to put one more account called bank main account. And this is your *0. And I'll put this in the middle. This is what the logic that we are using for all the GL accounts. Bank outgoing payments are there, bank incoming payments you have, bank charges you have, bank income you have, and then bank main account is by default. This is a default. And based on this, you need to start setting up your BRS configuration. To set up BRS configuration, let us go to the configuration screen. To do the configuration, open another SAP screen. And let me go to SPRO from here. SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, and from here choose bank accounting. From bank accounting, it will be business transaction. 1 minute. Let me reconnect to the server. Seems like connection is lost. Okay, from the business transaction, again go to business transaction, and here you will find manual bank statement, electronic bank statement. Since we are talking about manual BRS, you'll have to open the setting related to manual bank statement. This is where we are going to set up EBR, manual BRS configuration. Open manual bank statement. You will find three settings here. First one, create and assign business transaction. Second one, define posting keys, posting rule for manual bank statement. Last one, variant. It should be always 213 sequence, not 123 sequence. Before you do the first setting, create and assign business transaction, we'll have to define the second setting. Open the second setting. Okay, this is the first setting that we'll have to do. Come here, open this setting in SAP. And this is asking your chart of account, meaning point that you have to keep in your mind here is your BRS is at chart of account level. When we say BRS is at chart of account level, one time if you create a BRS configuration, that can be used by multiple company codes also. When I say one time if you set it up, this can be used by multiple company code, because across all your company codes you are going to freeze the same bank GL account logic. Incoming means ending with 2, outgoing means ending with 1, main account means ending with 0. All the bank expenses will have the fixed GL account, meaning the GL account mapping is fixed in every organization for all their company codes, because every company code will be using same operating chart of account, and your BRS is maintained at chart of account level. This chart of account here, it is representing operating, meaning when you create a BRS configuration, you are creating at COA level chart of account. All the company codes, whoever is using the same chart of account can work with the same BRS config. Now first thing, you need to create the account symbol. Create a new entries. When you are creating the account symbol is nothing but this: bank outgoing, bank incoming, bank charges, these things. What I'll do, I am going to SAP. I'll put HSBC
Sir,
main
your
account.
screen is hiding.
Sorry,
Screen is not visible, sir.
No, no, I think your network is visible now.
you are able to,
Yes,
others you
Visible.
are
sir.
able to see, right?
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
we are.
it's visible, sir.
Okay, 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 I will
I'll
check.
put HSBC main, I'll put HSBC outgoing, I'll put HSBC incoming, I'll put HSBC charges, I'll put HSBC income. This is what I'm going to write. But when you're writing, you'll have to make sure any one identification, because when you're practicing in the test server, description may not be exactly available. You should always make sure something you will give. For example, I'll give at the end my company code LEIN for everything, just to identify this is something which is created for our company code. In case if somebody is also creating with the same bank, this might create confusion when you are understanding the logic. Now here what you do, you put one account symbol. This can be any digit of your choice: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. 15 characters you can give any account symbol. I am going to put LEIN, or I'll simply put HSBC EMA main account. I'll put HSBC outgoing account. Similarly, HSBC incoming account. Similarly, HSBC bank charges and HSBC bank income. You can put any code. press enter, and after this there is one tick box called self-initiated payment relevant. If your bank GL accounts are created as cash account, in the GL account master you have cash account, you have balance sheet account. In case if you choose your GL account category as cash account, you'll have to enable SIP relevant here, otherwise this is not relevant, and this is exclusively applicable only for the outgoing payment GL account. Since we have created our bank GL account as balance sheet account, this SIP relevant is not applicable for us. Just press enter, you can proceed to save this. This is your account symbol, whatever you have created. What I can do, I can copy this setting. Sorry, Control Y. You can copy this. Control C. Come to Excel sheet and you can put this here. And here you can put, or you can simply copy from SAP. Where is it? Here. This is your create account symbol. Copy this. Come to Excel sheet. Put this here. This is your create account symbol. This is what you have created in SAP. After creating account symbol, there is one more setting. Go to SAP and assign account symbol to accounts. Now here also add a new entry. It is asking account symbol. Account symbol is something which we have already created. We have already copied in the Excel sheet. These are the account symbol. Copy this account symbol. Come to SAP, put this account symbol here. Press enter. Don't do anything, just press enter. It is automatically taking all plus. When system is taking all plus, it is representing, it is masking. It is masking, meaning according to your chart of account, system is understanding your chart of account has got 10-digit length. Your chart of account has got 10-digit length and it is taking 10 plus here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because every chart of account is 10 digit in length. You need to make sure you are going to represent the account number in such a way that the last digit or your chart of account bank account series will be represented here. What we are going to understand, all your bank GL accounts which are ending with main account is ending with 0 and incoming is 2, outgoing is 1. What I'll do, I'll come to this. My main account will be ending with 0. I'm going to replace only the last digit with 0. Similarly, outgoing account is ending with 1. I'm going to replace last digit with 1. Incoming account will be ending with 2. I'll replace the last digit with 2. Bank charges, you know that there is a fixed GL account for bank charges. You can copy the fixed GL account, put this here. Whenever it is a fixed GL account, you can directly input the GL account. If you are masking, then you'll have to follow the plus properly. Incoming, sorry, bank income, this is the account. Put this GL account here. Sorry, this is the incoming account. Expense account is this. And this setting is related to assign account symbol to account. Come here. After this, put this setting. And under this setting, copy paste the values from this SAP. Whatever you have, just copy paste. Control Y. Select all this. Control C. Come here. Control V. This is what you have done in the SAP system. After this, go to the next step. Create keys for posting rule. When you are creating keys for the posting rule, again you need to understand what kind of accounting entries are basically used in your HSBC. We are talking about 4 kind of transactions. One is your HSBC, or simply I'll put the same text, whatever we have already listed here. I'll put these things here. Posting rule is not applicable for main account. Other than main account, whatever the transactions which you have, for all these transactions you'll have to create one posting rule. I'll simply create. This is only 4 digit. You cannot create a posting rule beyond 4 digit, make sure appropriate posting key 4 digit naming convention you will choose. For example, I am going to choose HB outgoing. I am going to say 01. I'm going to put HB02. I'll put HB03 and I'll put HB04. Press enter. You can create any rules. Somebody is already creating HB02. Then I'm not going to use this logic. Since somebody already created it, I'll not use it. Create keys for posting rule. Let me come here again.
No, sir. Actually, you have taken 2 times. That is the reason.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. 1,
You have taken 2 times.
2, 3, and then 4. First one
It's
is
taking
your,
2.
yeah, one is outgoing, 2 is incoming, 3 we assumed for charges, 4 we're assuming for income. 1 minute, let me copy this because this is something which is already there. I have to come out one time and then redo it. Cancel it, come back, 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 no. And then let me come here. Continue. Then create keys for posting rule. Add a new entry here. Whatever I copied now, I'm going to paste it here. Let me save it. Same thing, I'll copy this setting also. Create keys for posting rule. This is the third step. For this, even when you're configuring this in your project, you'll have to update similarly in the Excel sheets. So that tomorrow if there are any changes or if anything is not working, you don't have to review the SAP screen every time. You can simply open the Excel sheet, you'll understand how the system is set up. If you're working in a project where it is already set up, you have to go and identify for any particular bank how the setup is done. And the logic configuration you copy paste in the Excel sheet so that you'll have a clarity how system is set up and on what logic your BRS is working in the project. This is done, and then there is a last step which is related to define posting rule. Double click on it and click on this define posting rule, and when you're defining the posting rule, here comes your accounting entries portion. When you're defining the posting rule, here comes your accounting entries portion, and here you have to clearly write down the accounting entries. Meaning, let me write accounting entries to be posted during BRS. Now this accounting entries is something which you are going to collect from your client. Your user will have to provide what accounting entries they are currently posting for their BRS and what accounting entries are expecting from SAP. So that accordingly you are going to set it up. It is not that your own choice you will set up the way you want. You have to strictly follow how your client is currently setting up. Accordingly you need to do it here. We were talking about 4 kind of entries. One is bank outgoing. One is your bank outgoing. When you're talking about bank outgoing, you have 2 entries here. One is payment entry and another one is BRS entry. One is the payment entry, another one is BRS entry. You need to have a clarity for their payment, what is the entry that they are processing, during the BRS, how they wanted to knock it off. Now here if I say payment entry, for any outgoing payment, you're all aware, your bank outgoing account is credited and then they debit the receiver, whosoever it is. For example, I am going to put vendor account debit. It can be any account debit. You are not concerned about where the debit is going. You're only concerned about bank line items. Don't look at why it is vendor, why not, you can put any debit, because end of the day you are concerned about brs is all related to bank related transaction. Focus where your bank account is going on debit and on credit. Don't look at why the offsetting is this, why not this. It can be any offsetting account, right? And it will be your bank outgoing account credit. This is the accounting entry. Your focus is supposed to be this. Your focus is supposed to be only on this GL account. Whatever I'm highlighting here, only on this account you are supposed to focus, not on any other account. Because this account can be anything. I can put debit account, I can put any other GL account on the debit side. It is immaterial because this is not bank account. Focus only on the bank account where your bank is being debited, where your bank is being credited, because you're talking about BRS. BRS is exclusively related to bank line items only, not the other line item. BRS has got nothing to do with your vendor. BRS has got to do only with your bank outgoing credit line item. Next, this is the initial payment entry. When you're doing the initial payment, this is the entry which we are going to write. When you perform BRS, you are going to write another accounting entry, which is nothing but bank outgoing will be debit, and you're going to put bank main account will be on the credit side. This will be the accounting entry which you are going to write. And here again, highlight your bank outgoing account. Others, please go on mute. Here highlight bank outgoing account. And if you see, bank outgoing is on the credit side, bank outgoing is on the debit side, debit credit becomes 0. The net accounting entry will remain vendor account debit, bank main account credit. Until you receive the bank statement, the payment value will sit here. The moment you receive the bank statement, this payment is appearing in the bank statement. Amount will be transferred from outgoing account to main account. In short, this is the accounting entry which you are going to write in case if you are talking about bank outgoing payment. Same thing if you are talking about bank incoming payment. If you are talking about bank incoming payment here, let me put second one here itself, bank incoming. Same thing, here it is payment entry and here this will become receipt entry. When you're talking about incoming, you're going talking about receipts. Let me talk about receipt here. When it is a receipt, you're going to debit what comes in, amount is coming in. I'm going to debit bank incoming debit, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who is giving the payment? Majority customers will give you the payment. I'm going to put customer on the credit side. Same thing you are going to highlight. Same thing you're going to highlight your bank GL account here. Bank incoming GL. Highlight this bank incoming GL account from here. And during your BRS, what accounting entry are we going to write? Same thing. You are going to write bank main account on the debit side, bank incoming on the credit side. Same thing. Highlight this bank incoming here. The net entry will remain as bank main account debit, customer account credit. Bank incoming on the debit side, bank incoming on the credit side will get knock off with each other. The amount will become 0. Amount will become 0. Next one, third entry that we were talking about here is third one, bank expenses. When we were talking about bank expenses, there is no direct entry here. For bank expenses, it is not a reconciliation entry. It is a direct posting. What I'll do, straight away there is a BRS entry for it. There is no other entry for bank expenses. It is direct BRS entry. Similarly, when you're talking about point number 4, bank incomes. Bank income, this is also BRS entry. For bank expenses, your accounting entry will be bank expense debit bank main account credit. This will be the accounting entry. Here, you're only talking about one bank account. There are no two bank accounts here. It's a single bank account. When it comes to bank income, this is your bank main account debit, bank income account credit. Now the logic here is debit all expenses, credit all income. When you're spending any expenses, you're spending money. Again, credit what goes out, bank money is going out towards the expenses. Bank main account is on the credit side. Debit what comes in towards the bank income. You're receiving some money in the bank account. For that reason, you're going to put bank main account on the credit side, on the debit side. For these accounting entries, you need to do a mapping. When I say for these accounting entries, you need to do a mapping. This mapping is exclusively talking about BRS entries. When we say these accounting entries are exclusively talking about BRS entries, you need to look at how many BRS entries we have listed. 4 BRS entries we have listed. For first one, second one, it is not just a BRS entry. Above BRS entry, there is a payment entry. Above BRS entry, there is a payment entry. This is called as clearing entry. The first incoming account and then the outgoing account. This we are going to represent as BRS entry, which is representing a clearing entry. Similarly, the third one, fourth one, above BRS entry, there is nothing. It's a direct posting. You will call it as a direct entry. You will talk about clearing entry. You will talk about direct entry, meaning whenever you're talking about BRS, you need to understand direct entry at the same time clearing entry. Copy this, paste it here. And here, this is not a clearing entry, this is a direct entry. This is a direct entry. In short, two are clearing entries, two are direct entries. When you are talking about BRS clearing entry, when you are talking about BRS direct entry, we need to have a basic understanding. Now here, system is not going to understand the entry like this directly. System is going to understand the accounting entry based on account symbol. If you look at account symbol, this is what we have represented as account symbol. Let me copy these account symbols. I'll paste this here for time being. For time being, let me put them here. When you're talking about outgoing account, outgoing means this one. System will read outgoing account as this. Okay, bank main account. System will read bank main account as this. This is the bank main account. Here also bank main account. Same thing, bank main account, bank incoming account. I think something is missing, right? Some account we missed, it seems. No, correct. Incoming account is this, IA. This is your incoming account. Main account, incoming account, main account, outgoing account. And down below we have bank main account. Bank main account is this. Wherever you have main account, put this main account symbol. And this is your bank expenses. Bank expense you are treating as bank charges. Copy this, put this here. Bank incoming, you have put this as bank income here. Meaning these are the account symbols which SAP is going to identify while passing the entry. Now at this account symbol, you have given the GL account mapping here. At this account symbol level, we have given GL mapping. This GL mapping we need to put. I think I did not copy paste the GL mapping. Create rule for posting. Yeah, this is the GL mapping which we have decided. The moment you put this HSBC MA, system is going to understand this is how the GL account is maintained. If I put this, this is how system is going to identify the GL account mapping. And once this is done, you have to straight away come to a stage where you will be able to maintain the GL account. When you are maintaining the GL account, you have to first make sure in SAP there is a dedicated document type created or available for BRS. If you go to OBA7, in the document type, go to Z series, there should be some document type called ZR, which is representing bank reconciliation. Even in the project, you are going to use the same document type. In case if somebody is asking you which document type you have used for BRS, you have to strictly tell only ZR, nothing else. Now ZR is available. If you double click on ZR, document number is 20. Make sure for this ZR number ranges are updated. LEIN, click on change interval. 20 is currently not available. Add a new interval. Interval 20, 2024 fiscal year. 20 followed by all zeros. 20 followed by all lines. Click on save. ZR document type is now enabled. ZR document type associated number range is also created for our company code. This is fine. Now come back to the last step where you need to define the posting. Define posting rule. Add a new entry here. Add a new entry, posting rule. You have created 4 posting rule starting from. Now let me put posting rule also here. This is your outgoing account. This is outgoing account. Next one incoming. This is your incoming. Next one charges 3 and then income 4. This will be 3. This will be 4. For all this, you'll have to define the accounting entry. First one is your HB01. Put posting rule HB01. Posting area, we are not triggering any customer vendor account from here. You are only triggering bank accounts. If you are triggering customer accounts or vendor account, you'll have to choose subledger accounting. If not, straight away go ahead with bank accounting. Posting keys, for time being, you leave it blank and straight away copy paste for HB01 bank outgoing. This is the BRS entry. This is a debit credit. Debit is this, credit is this. I'll put debit this account. Similarly, I'm going to put credit this account. Copy the credit, put this credit here. Now, if you look at the accounting entry, this is written something as clearing. This is written something as clearing. Which account you are clearing? You are clearing debit account, which is bank main account. Sorry, bank outgoing account is on the clearing side. This is on the debit side. Now, where is the other account, bank main account? It is on the credit side. Credit side alone, you put the posting key. Credit side alone, you put the posting key. Credit is here. Credit posting key is 50. Credit posting key is 50. And debit, you leave it blank because debit is a clearing account. Document type, we understood it will be ZR because BRS is ZR. Next one, posting type. Open the drop down. You will find several posting types here. From this several posting type, what are we trying to do? We are trying to clear debit GL account. We are trying to clear debit GL account. Debit side, you have outgoing account. Outgoing is on the debit. You have an option called clear debit GL account. Choose this. Clear debit GL account, press enter. Press enter and press enter. If you get any warning message, just ignore it. Press enter. Click on save. This is the first entry that you are using. Continue. This is the first posting key that you have created. Second posting rule, it is your HB02. For HB02 also, posting rule or posting area will be bank accounting. If you look at the HB02, this is also clearing entry. Clearing entry means which account is cleared, your incoming account is cleared. Incoming account is on the debit credit side. Main account is on the debit side. Copy the main account symbol. Come to this and put account symbol for the debit side, main account. Similarly, go back to Excel sheet again. Credit side is your incoming account. Copy the incoming account symbol from the Excel sheet. Come back to SAP again. Put this here. Same thing. Wherever you have incoming account, wherever you have outgoing account, this incoming account, outgoing account is a sub account or a waiting account, clearing account. These are subject to clear. So main account is here. For main account, you put posting key 40. Credit is your incoming account. Incoming account is a clearing entry. You want to clear this. Wherever there is a GL account which is subjected to clear, that GL account is not supposed to have any posting key. That GL account should not supposed to have any posting key. Leave it blank. And then document type as usual ZR. Posting type. You know that there is a GL account on the credit side which is supposed to be cleared because it is the incoming account. You have an option called clear credit GL account. Click on clear credit GL account. Click on save. This is the second accounting entry which is created. Go to the next entry. Third one will be HB03. Again, posting area 1. If you look at the third accounting entry, HB03, this is a direct entry. For HB03, we updated a direct entry. There is nothing called above entry. Here, if you see, there is a clearing entry because this is clear. On top, there is a payment entry. You are clearing this here in the BRS, but when it comes to bank expenses, there is no above entry here. It is a direct entry. Whenever it is a direct entry, debit and credit, you are going to provide posting key. BC and then MA. I'll come here. I'll put debit BC and credit will be MA, main account. Since this is a direct entry, posting key, debit, credit you have to give. For all the direct entries, posting key, debit, credit we need to give. Only for the clearing entries, either debit or credit you will give. The remaining one will be left blank. Document type for everything is this. Wherever you are giving debit credit from your side, straight away, point number 1, post to GL account. Post to GL account because it's a direct posting. There is nothing called a clearing. You are not choosing any posting key as blank. Both posting keys you have filled up, and account posting type you have chosen as direct posting, post to GL account. Similarly, last one, HB04, posting area 1, posting key 40, posting key 50. Now here, if you look at the accounting entry, main account is on the debit side, bank income is on the credit side. I'll put main account on the debit side. Similarly, bank income on the credit side. Copy bank income, come here, put it on the credit side. Document type will be ZR. Posting type will be 1. Now click on save. This is another accounting entry that you have mapped. Overall, you have now designed 4 accounting keys. You have now designed 4 posting keys. If I minimize this, okay, and I'll copy this, define posting rule. This is something already done. Let me copy paste the data also from SAP. Control Y. Headings are not coming. When you are looking at this, please make sure you will be able to relate this. This is what you have done. And come back. This configuration step is now completed. Come back one level. Make sure you saved all the settings. Come back. And then next one you'll have to define create and assign business transaction. Come here. Put this. This is another step. This is another configuration step. Now these are for manual BRS. We will be using internal business transactions. Internal business transaction mean 4-digit alphanumeric key to identify the transaction. When I say 4-digit alphanumeric key to identify the transaction, if it is bank charge, if it is bank incoming, if it is bank expense, or if it is bank incoming payment, outgoing payment, you want system to identify. For system to identify, you need to create 4 business transactions. Here what I'll do, I'm going to create same thing. For example, HB01 incoming 4-digit where I've created Okay, I'll put, let me come to SAP first. I'll open this, create and assign business transaction in SAP. Let me add a new entry here. What I'll do, I'm going to add descriptions here. Copy, I'll put this here. This is your HSBC outgoing. Transaction you can create only 4 digits, not beyond 4 digits. So what I'll do, I am going to put HB I1 or I'll say HB01. Anything you can put, it's up to you. And then I'll put HB02 here, HB03 here, HB04 here. Now, as we discussed, it is going to represent with the help of plus and minus only. Whenever you are talking about outgoing, if you open the drop down, your outgoing amount is always negative value because outgoing will reduce the bank account balance. Any transaction which is reducing the bank account balance will be represented with negative sign. Any amount which is reducing or which is decreasing your bank account balance, it is a negative value. I'm going to choose minus because my outgoing payment is going to do a minus from my bank balance. My bank balance will be reduced. Reduced means minus. When I'm talking about incoming payment, something seems to be wrong. 1 minute. Why I put this 02 IA BI. Okay. I'll put only in here and then income here. Now, whenever you receive any incoming payment, you are going to add the balance to your bank account, which will be plus, positive number. Whenever you have any bank charges, it will be minus because your bank charges will be reduced from the bank balance. Whenever you get bank income, it will be plus because your bank income is going to add to your bank account balance. Put this, press enter. When you press enter, account modifier, we are not using anything. And then we'll have to assign one posting rule for everything. When we say we have to assign one posting rule, we created posting rules here. If you look at H, first one is your outgoing, HB01 is your outgoing. Second one is your HB charges is your HB03, expenses is your HB04. This is what we have created. 1, 2, 3, 4. Outgoing, incoming, charges and then expenses 4. Account modifier will be blank. Interpretation algorithm. This is the field based on which you would like to do the clearing. If you remember, initially you posted some entry called post with clearing. Initially, everybody posted entries with post with the clearing, meaning there is a screen called FB05 or F-04. If I put this, everybody is aware there is something called post with the clearing. Exactly this screen is what SAP is going to use for performing your BRS entries. Now, when we know for performing BRS entries, this is what system is going to do. We need to have a clarity how system is going to clear it. Now, while clearing, there is something called clearing criteria. When I say there is something called clearing criteria, you can clear the accounting document based on any one of the field here. You can clear the GL account based on any of the following criteria, maybe amount, document number, posting date, anything is possible. But majoritarily in BRS, we will be using three fundamentals, three logic. Point number 1 is assignment. Point number 2 is reference. Point number 3 is the document number. Whenever you're talking about clearing, your clearing in SAP, BRS especially is based on document number, assignment, and then reference. What I'll do here is I'll come here. I am going to make sure that whenever I'm talking about outgoing payment, my outgoing payment is based on the assignment number. Look at Where is the assignment number here? Here there is something called assignment 15. 015 is used for assignment. Same assignment for now I am going to use it for my incoming payment also. Okay, and for bank incoming, for bank outgoing, sorry, for bank expenses and for bank incoming, bank incomes, I'm not going to use any interpretation algorithm because it is a direct entry. For any direct entry, there is no algorithm. You can put 000 or it is nothing but blank. Blank means there is no algorithm. You don't want system to interpret anything. You don't want system to interpret anything to post the entry. Based on the posting key, whatever you have defined, accordingly it will be cleared. If you remember, while posting the entry, you have given both debit and credit for this because this is a direct entry. From the posting rule, automatically system will understand where to debit, where to credit. There is no point SAP to identify, segregate which one to debit, which one to credit. So this is not relevant. As a result, for this posting rule is sufficient to understand, there is no need of any interpretation algorithm. Click on this and then save it. This is the third setting that you have done. Let me put this also. Copy this. Now I'll paste this here. This is what we have done. And after this, finally, there is one more step which we'll have to define, which is basically variant. It's a one-time variant that you're going to create. The same variant you can use for all the things. So whenever you're creating, you can choose any one existing variant, you can copy. Let me choose this first one. I'll click on this icon called copy. I am copying variant APIN to LEIN. I'll click on copy. From this, you need to understand what fields you would like to enter while processing the BRS. While processing the BRS, what fields you would like to enter. I am going to enter my transaction, 4-digit internal transaction, and next one is value date. I am going to also enter the amount. I am also going to enter bank reference. Since I have income and expense, let me also enter cost center and let me also enter profit center. Let me choose profit center also from here. I'm writing cost center. I'm also writing profit center. Continue. And if you would like to have any other information, you can add it because there is a limitation. You cannot go beyond 100 characters here. If you want to go anything beyond 100 characters, you have to go for an enhancement with the help of the ABAP. And I'll put this in these fields. Let me try to save my variant. Continue. Once the variant is created, you need to make sure your variant is activated. If you see there is no activation tick mark here, select this variant, click on activate. Okay, now the variant has been activated. For this, I am going to put BRS for LEIN and then activate. Proceed to save. Now the variant has also been created for your manual bank statement. With this, your total configuration is completed. Next thing what we do is we have to make sure test data is ready. When I say we need to make sure test data is ready, if you go up, these are the transactions that we were talking in the morning. These are the transactions which we were talking in the morning. Let me copy this data, come down. This is a test data. From this test data, what I'll do, I need to make sure my opening balance is 1000. We need to make sure in the bank opening balance is 1000. What I'll do to make my opening balance as 1000, I need to pass one entry first. But before that, if I look at FAGLL03, FAGLL03, my bank main account is 13102100. 2010 HSBC main account 13102010. If I run this report, currently there is no balance. If I run this report, currently there is no balance, meaning according to your example, you are assuming that there is an opening balance of 1000, and based on the transaction, you're again bringing the 1000 balance, meaning you need to make sure before you proceed the bank statement uploading, whatever is the current bank statement opening balance that you are taking, this opening balance is exactly equivalent to the current bank account or to the current bank closing balance. If I look at the bank GL account related to my main account, there is no value. It is not correct. I need to make sure one account I am going to represent. I'll pass one manual entry here. To pass the manual entry, let me go to this one 13102010 F-02. Let me pass the entry with last month. Okay, BRS. I'm going to debit my bank main account directly here 13102010. This will be 1000. I'm going to put value date also something this month, and I can credit any account. So ignore this accounting entry because I'm only passing this entry to bring the closing balance of 1000 there, so that when I process the entry, I can say it. Let's say I'll put as I mentioned, don't consider the accounting entry because we are writing this entry only to bring the value there, nothing beyond that. Let me save the entry. Entry is posted. Now if I look at my bank main account, I should see 1000 here. If I look at my bank account, I should see 1000 here. Currently 1000 is available. As per your example, your opening balance is 1000. Currently the bank GL account is also showing 1000, meaning your balance, opening balance according to bank statement, opening balance according to current bank GL account are the same. There's no difference in the opening balance. Next thing, you need to make sure payment. When you're talking about payment, payment is your bank outgoing account. In the bank outgoing account, there should be 200 outstanding. In the bank outgoing, there should be 200 outstanding. Then here I am going to use something called assignment. Let's say I am going to put out 01. This is your incoming. I'll put in 01. This is your expense. I'm going to put exp01. This is incoming. I'll put inc01. This is just to make sure. This is just to make sure that we are able to understand this entry is available in the system. Now these two are not the direct entries. Are the direct entries. For direct entry, existing record is not required. Only for the clearing entry, existing record is required. These two are the clearing entries, payment and receipt. For this, you need to pass one existing entry in the bank outgoing account for 200. For passing this accounting entry, again, same thing. Don't look at any logic. I'll put on 10th, outgoing here. You can debit any account. Let's say I'll put any account debit, and you want 200 rupees on the debit side. I'll put 200. Some profits enter this one. Now I'm going to credit my outgoing account. Here you are going to see outgoing account is credited for the same amount 200. Value date, some value date you will give. It's okay. And here you need to make sure assignment column is the key, because in the interpretation algorithm you have chosen 015, which is assignment. You need to make sure one assignment is updated here, and if it is check number, if it is transfer number, whatever it is, you'll have to make sure in the assignment column it is updated. Put this in the assignment column, go to document, click on simulate. You can see the outgoing GL account is now having a credit balance of 200. Post this entry. This is done. Now same thing, I'll post another accounting entry for incoming. For incoming, it will be ending with 2. And in our test example, incoming account should have 100. put 100 on the debit, some value date, assignment, you need to make sure IN01. Whatever is there in your example, same thing you take here, IN01. In general, you are going to update check number, transfer number, or any other key information. 50. I'm going to take any one revenue. Same amount, profit center. This one, you're only concerned about bank account. Look at only the bank account where we are putting the credit or debit. In short, offsetting account for the bank account, please ignore it. Because you're doing a testing, for testing you'll have to see it as a testing only. Now this is what is currently done. These two are direct posting. For direct posting, no need of existing entry. Now, if you look at this here, BRS closing balance is equal to opening balance plus sum of statement transactions. Your BRS closing balance is equal to, this is your closing balance. Closing balance is equal to what? Some opening balance. Opening balance is 1000 plus sum of transactions. 1, 2, 3, 4 transactions. Sum of this 4 transactions is 0. It should be 0. 1000 plus 0 is equal to 1000. This is your closing balance logic. If sum of this is whatever the amount, then that amount will be done plus or minus, then this will get changed. That is straightforward. That is why we are taking an example where the statement sum is 0, so that your opening balance will again become the closing balance even though additional entries are being processed here. Okay, now let us try to process this bank statement. To process this bank statement, you'll have to go to FF67. Let me go to FF67. Manual bank statement. You have to tick international bank statement. Sort variant. This is the variant which we have configured. LEIN. Choose this LEIN here. Customer this. Processing type. You can select further processing as batch input, generate online. Choose this option number 1. Click on continue. Now you'll have to choose company code, house bank, account ID, statement number. You can give your house bank HB. What is our house bank? HSBC. Account ID is HSBC1. Statement number, I'll say 1001. Any number you can take. Statement date, I'm taking, let's say I'm doing it on month end 30th, or I'll take current date 1506. Opening balance is the current balance of the bank main account is 1000. This is our opening balance 1000. Current balance, in short, the bank ledger closing balance of the bank main account will become the opening balance of the statement. This is 1000. This is 1000. Ending balance also 1000, meaning sum of your transaction is 0. That is the reason difference between opening balance and closing balance will become statement balance. These are the statement line items. This is nothing but sum of a statement transaction. This is the difference between opening and closing. Currently, opening and closing and same, there is no difference. That is the reason if you do a sum of the transaction, it is becoming 0. Sum of the transaction is becoming 0. First, you need to practice it, so that this will eliminate all the confusion. Later on, you can practice by adding any value here. Then you will get some resulting number. This will get updated. Come here and then put posting date. I'll choose the posting date to be current date 15. Press enter. There is a first statement, continue, and you have to update the data here. This is what is your manual bank reconciliation transaction. First one you'll have to choose. You have created with HB01 outgoing account. Value date, let me choose today. Amount For the first one, amount is 200 negative, I'll put 200 negative, and next one I'll put HB02, same value date let me take here. Manual BRS means we'll have to update the total statement manually. 100, I'll put 100 here. Third one HB03, and fourth one HB04. Same value date let me update here and here, and 03 will be 50 negative and it will be 150 positive. 50 negative and 150 positive. And when I press enter, let's see what is going to happen. But before that, you need to update something in the bank reference. Bank reference is nothing but the algorithm,
Ajay,
incoming and
you
outgoing.
mentioned 150 is negative balance.
Sorry, 150 positive. So bank reference is what your algorithm. After giving all this, when you press enter, but before pressing enter, you have to see two amounts at the bottom. One is entered amount. Entered amount is the sum of what you are entering here. Sum of this automatically updated here. Bank amount is nothing but the sum of the opening balance and closing balance. In short, the difference between opening balance and closing balance will be represented as bank. According to our statement, opening balance is 1000, closing balance is also 1000. Based on that, whatever the entries that you're writing here, transaction entries, sum of all the transaction entries should become 0 here. Let me press enter. Let's see what is going to happen. I'm able to press enter. This is becoming 0. Okay, if I change this amount to 160, see what is going to happen. If I change this to 160, this is becoming a 10. System is automatically doing the sum here. Make sure these two values are exactly matching. If it is 0, it should be 0. If it is 100, it should be 100 both of the places. Now cost center, profit center you need to give. You're aware that whenever you are posting any accounting entry, sometimes cost center becomes mandatory. This is a direct entry. You'll have to input the cost center here. I am choosing one cost center here, and for incoming you'll have to make sure one profit center is given. Put profit center here. What is the profit center? If I pick, go right, profits. LEIN underscore PC1. Let me copy this profit center. Copy this. I'll put profit center here. This is what I am able to update in the bank statement. Let me click on save. Now the bank statement is saved. When you update the information, initially your bank statement will be saved. Later on, you have to post the statement. First, you'll have to save the statement. Again, you'll have to click on save. Then the statement will be posted. Let me click on post again. If we do it, it is giving some kind of a message. It is giving 4 errors are displayed here. Now we need to understand why errors are coming. What are the reasons for it? Slowly we need to start understanding this. This is something called 35263. This is coming. This is also coming. And there is an error message. There is an error message. Now I don't know why the error is coming. Let me click on escape. Let me click on escape to see why the error message has come. Now before that, let us come here. These are the 3 steps that we had, which we've already defined. Now still you are able to see that there are errors. Now we need to understand why the errors are coming, on what basis the system is trying to look at the bank statement, why system did not detect our bank statement. Slowly we need to understand. Let's see if you are able to come back from this. Let me see if the server is connected. Let me reconnect. After uploading the statement, from there onwards your actual understanding begins, because this is where you need to see, you need to practically understand how system is working, how system is reading the statement, how system is understanding. In the similar way, we also need to understand everything. Come back, and if I come here, and if I click on overview now, LEIN HSBC Bank Limited, it is showing. Double click on it. It is telling manual posting is incomplete. Opening balance, closing balance, it is showing, but nothing is created. I'll go back. Now there is something called batch input session. Let me go to SM35. If I come to SM35, there is no session created. With my name, there is no session created. Let me go to FEBAN. There is something called bank statement post processing, FEBAN. If I come to FEBAN, here again, variant for initial selection not required. You choose enhanced functions, differential posting, take any one and come down. This is a one time. Go to next open item, continue. And give your company code LEIN. Here also you choose all items. Click on execute. Because we posted only one statement, I'm choosing only company code. If there are multiple statements, you'll have to choose house, bank, account ID, statement number, everything. We will see what details will come and how we are able to segregate, understand this. HSBC 4 transactions are appearing here. HSBC 4 entries are appearing here, but still it is not able to detect. Let me see if I can select this. If I can click on simulate posting, no use for the transaction amount entered. It is giving some message, and if I try to come back, otherwise what I'll do is, let me try to change my layout here. SU01 user profile, or I'll simply go to user profile, user data, parameter. We'll have to maintain one parameter here to see your bank statement. Anybody remember that parameter code? Something I updated. Fine. Put FEBAN. This is the one that we have listed. This one you'll have to put in the user parameter. Put this, and the parameter value should be FEBAN, and proceed to save. When you update this, you will be able to see this in a different way. Close this, close this. Now let me again open FEBAN here. This time it is showing in a different way. House bank, let me choose HSBC, and I'll click on execute. 4 entries are appearing here, but nothing is posted. 4 entries are appearing here, but nothing is posted. What I'll do, let me try to process it manually to see what is going to happen. I'll click on edit, posting mode in foreground. Let me select this, go to statement item. Let me try to post it. It is not giving any message. It is straight away throwing an error. It is not posting anything, it is throwing an error. Okay. Now let me try to choose this one. Statement item. Let me try to post. Nothing is happening. Now this is where you need to understand how system is actually working on this. So far what we did, we have done the configuration related to manual bank reconciliation, and we created one test data, we uploaded the statement, nothing is happening. You got everything as failure. Any idea why we got this error message? What went wrong? What we missed? Anyone? Those who already did manual BRS?
Payment method. We have not
For
seen.
BRS, payment method is not required.
GL creation.
Do we have a balances in the respective GL accounts?
Yes,
Assignment.
GL
Okay.
GL account is also there, respective balance is also there. One, if you
Sir, can you
see,
check the working balance of bank statement?
200 is also available, outgoing and incoming. Also the value is available IN01. Why system is not detecting our statement? What went wrong? Any step are we missing? Create and assign
Do
business
we,
transaction. If I open this,
do we need to activate this one, Ajay?
which one?
Is there any step that we have to activate BRS? Is there any step like that?
And account method, there is something called plus in some places. There is no plus in some places. Does it mean should we put plus here? Shall I test with putting plus? Let me put plus here. Okay. I'll put plus, 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 plus. Currently 1 point. One observation is that we have not put plus. Press enter. I'll put plus. Let me save it. What I did, I just added plus here. Now what I'll do, I'll redo it, or let me try to delete the statement. How do you delete the bank statement which is already updated? Go to
Payment.
SA38. This is the program. Execute. Okay. And 0001. Deselect all. Ours is HSBC. This is our statement. Account number ending with 1. Delete the statement. Okay. Now this is where you can delete the statement. Now the statement is deleted. These are all the tables related to BRS. Now if I go back to the bank statement screen again, I think this is stuck. What I'll do, I'll go to FF67 once again. From FF67, if I go to overview, now LEIN is missing from here. Earlier LEIN was there. Now LEIN is missing because the statement is now deleted. Now add a new entry, same statement number, same date, same opening balance, closing balance. Thus enter. Enter. Transaction HB01, HB02, HB03, HB04. Value date same everywhere, 15, 15, 15. Amount was
200.
200 negative, 100 positive, 200 negative, 100 positive, and then 50 negative, 150 positive. 50 negative, 150 positive. Bank reference, first one is outgoing, second one is incoming, and for expense we gave cost center, for income we gave profit center. Alright, this is what we did. Same thing I'm able to update it now. Let me click on save the statement. Statement is saved. Now let me click on post the statement again. Still it is the same message, you are getting 4 error messages. Why are we getting this error? Now, if you come back to where your account number is coming properly, okay, and it is showing 4 errors. And if you go to list, edit, check if you can find anywhere the status or the log. If I click on list status, records passed to, calculated a total of records to, posting key, short key, everything is fine, but you cannot find something called log here. Mail recipient, local file, no, go back. This is uploaded, but no entry posted. If I go to SM35, nothing is created. Okay, then what I'll do, I'll go to FF67 again. Go to settings. From the settings, go to specification. From here, look at what you have given. LEIN is this variant, and you have given processing type as 1. Check if the processing type should be 1 or it has to be anything else. Let me change further processing online. Let me update this. Save it. And what I'll do, let me try to delete my statement again. To delete this statement once again, same thing. Go to SA38. Open the same thing. All these things you'll have to remember. Execute this, and whenever somebody is asking you to delete this statement, it's a support ticket. And you will be deleting it using the firefighter ID in the production. Delete the statement. Yes. Now the statement is deleted. Now it is to be uploaded again, or it is to be updated again. Let me go to FF67 again. Same thing. 1000, this one. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Value date same everywhere. Amount is 200, 100, 50, 150. 200, 100, 50, 150. Bank reference is outgoing. This is your incoming. And here you are giving cost center for expense. For revenue, you are giving profit center. Enter. Amount is 00. Click on save. This is done. And if I try to save it again, this is giving error messages. Anybody is able to
I
identify or any clues
Ajay,
why this is not happening?
I think there is some issue with 250 because your amount is showing only 250. The total errors are 4, but the amount it is showing only 250. That means there is some issue with the transaction is 1 and 3.
No, this is debit total, this is credit total. Because our
Ajay, can
sum
you
is
get
0.
Ajay, can you please go back to the double F67 screen? Their
Okay.
house bank, yeah.
Statement is
Enter.
uploaded. If you
No,
see,
no. In statement, just I want to check. Like, I just want to show something.
okay.
Here, transaction is there, right? HB01 and HB02, and here bank reference we have taken IN01. Something is this impact?
No, if that is the case, this is something which is a direct posting, right? Income and
No,
expense.
HB02 is outgoing, incoming, right? So IN01 we have taken here, the number,
Ajay,
reference number.
Ajay, you have to
Okay.
update opening and closing balance. That is a missing, I think.
No, it is the same. No? It is there. Opening and closing balance
No,
is
come
there.
back on, not here, not here. Come back one. FF67 screen is there, right? There we have to update.
No, this is already loaded, right? That's why I did not give it. Because if you put statement number, if the statement is already uploaded, it will bring that uploaded statement data here.
No, like just come back in down. We have to update opening closing balance. No, the bank balance. Just come back one. Okay, here. Okay,
It's already updated.
okay.
Now let us go back to our configurations. Let's go and verify our configuration. This one, LEIN, account symbols what we created. Let's see. We created something from HSBC. These things is what we've created. Okay, 5 we've created. Assignment of GL to account symbol. Now if you see, there is no setting here. Do you find any setting here?
Yes, we have did it, but it's not showing.
Meaning it is not properly saved. Agree?
Yes.
That time I think we went back. Na, that time we didn't
Correct.
saved.
Now what I'll do, I'll add a new entry here. The setting is something which is already created. This is the setting that I've saved. Where is it? This is the one. Alright. I'll copy this and I'll come here. I'll put this here. Okay, let me try to save it. Now I saved the setting. Posting keys, posting rule. Let us verify with HB, HDFC, HSBC Bank. This is available. Posting rules are also available. I think you have HB01. Posting rules also available. Now what I'll do, I'll delete this statement once again. SA38. Execute this 0001, and this is one of your support ticket, and this will be deleted not with your ID, with firefighter ID. Delete the statement. Now again FF67, and you have to go to settings, specification. It should not be processing online, it should be strictly batch input session. You'll have to generate a batch input session. Option number 1. Okay. Now input your statement number, statement date, opening balance 1000, closing balance 1000, posting date thus. Continue. First statement, correct. HB01, HB02, HB03, HB04. Put same value date everywhere. Amount is 200 negative, 100 positive, 50 negative, 150 positive. This is your outgoing, incoming, cost center, profit center. Just let me delete this. Okay. Now 200 minus 100 plus, is this correct? 200 minus 100 plus 50 negative, 150 positive. Come back. This is all seems to be okay. Click on save the statement. Now click on post the statement. Now if you click on post, you don't get any errors now. Now why we were getting error? Because one setting was missing in the configuration, meaning when you are working in the project also, sometimes if your statement is not reading properly, your statement is not working as expected. First thing what you do is look at if your data entry is properly done or not. First point, check if your data entry is properly done or not. If it is okay, straight away go to your configuration. Straight away go to the configuration, verify how the configuration is maintained, whether any setting is maintained or any checkboxes or something is missing. Accordingly, you need to go and rectify. If you find all the configuration is proper, all the data entry is also correct, then you have to think if anything else could be the reason. But first thing, you should always look at the data first. Don't straight away go to the configuration errors. First, always look at the data entry. Make sure whether your data entry is correct or not. If it is correct, then go to configuration. If your config is also correct, then you'll have to re-verify everything. Now there are no errors because we identified there was one setting which was not saved. Because of that reason, it is giving the error message. Now if you see, total postings are 4, 0 errors. It is segregating 2 here, 2 here. FB01 2, FB05 2. This is because you have given a logic where clearing entries are 2, direct entries are 2. Wherever you have clearing, all the clearing will be represented in FB05. All the clearing entries from the BRS will be represented in FB05 and all the direct postings will be represented in FB01. That is the reason you can see here FB01 2, bank income, bank expense are 2 and FB05, incoming payment, outgoing payment are 2. 2 entries are in clearing, 2 entries are in direct posting. This is what is updated as part of your BRS. Now we executed as part of batch input session. To see the batch input session, you have to go to another screen called SM35. Go to SM35. Here you can see session name is updated as house bank account ID. There are 4 transactions here, 0 errors, 0 successful. Currently it is not executed. Choose this, click on process, click on expert mode, extended log, click on display errors only and then click on process. When you click on process, you see what information system is picking. It is picking something called 1310 200 it is taking. Now when it is taking 1310 200, you'll have to go again look at the configuration. What I'll do, I'll go to config screen once again. Now each point, whatever the error that you're getting, you have to keep in your mind. Tomorrow when somebody is asking, you have to tell the same points. This was the error message we got, or when you're practicing, when you're testing in the development, these are the errors that you got. Financial accounting, bank accounting, business transaction, manual bank statement, and come here. And we need to look at the account symbol and account assignment. Here if you see, system is picking the GL account, and what GL account it has picked here, 1310 200 it is picked up. It is picking up 1310 200, and if you look at it, how you have maintained it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 digits are there. Is one digit missing or not here? Right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. What is the length of chart of account? Maximum length 10 digits. Now one digit is missing, so you need to insert 1 plus here. You need to insert 1 plus here. You need to insert 1 plus here. Even if you miss 1 plus, it will be an error message. It will result, considering it will start counting from here. It will start counting from here and then it will put leading zeros. That is why it is excluding 1 digit. Now save the setting again. Now save the setting once again. Come back. What I will do, I will delete the statement again. I will just come back. Just put /n again. Again. Cancel /n. Same thing. /n. Session overview. 4 are errors. What I'll do, I'll delete this statement. Let me redo this statement. Or once the configuration is updated, let us come to the batch input session. It's better, let us redo it. Let us re-upload the statement. But before you re-upload the statement, delete the statement again, SA38, execute. After seeing everything, when you practice it, one go you have to understand what kind of errors are possible and why the errors are coming, how you need to understand if you are stuck somewhere. FF67 again, Same statement, same this one, opening, closing, same, posting date today. First statement 1, 2, 3 and then 4. Value date everywhere it is today. First one is here 200 minus 100 plus 50 minus 150 plus. Bank reference will be outgoing, incoming, cost center is this, and then profit center is this. Let's just delete this line, enter. Proceed to save. Now again save. No errors. 2 here, 2 here. What we will do, we will come back to batch input session, just refresh it. Another session is created here. Select this, process, display errors only. Let's see what is going to happen. Now this is giving account requires account assignment relevant to cost accounting. Okay, click on continue. This could be because 43 all zeros. Let us go to this GL account. FS00 43 all zeros. This is the GL account. We will have to see what is the field status group G005. But in this G005, cost center is suppressed. In this cost center is suppressed. That is why system is not able to update the cost center. Come back. You'll have to change this field status group here. Now the errors will come from different reasons. This is nowhere related to your BRS config. This is related to master data. G001. Save it. Similarly, you had another one, bank income. Here also you put this, change this to G001. Click on save. Next thing. So there is a problem here. You can close this and press /n. Continue. Now you can see 150 here. It has to detect the profit center. Let me choose profit center here. Continue. Continue. Now there is one error here. Select this. Click on process again. Display errors only. Whatever there is an error, it will try to reprocess it. 50. Cost center it is not picking. Pick the cost center. This is the cost center. Now if you see, everything is disappeared. Now if I go to the bank statement, or if I go to the bank main account now, according to our statement or manual working, our bank statement opening balance is 1000. Our bank statement closing balance is also 1000. Let me execute to see if the closing balance is also 1000 or not. You will see closing balance is also 1000. All the entries are updated here. If you see ZR document type, 50, 150, 100, 200, everything is posted. Closing balance is again 1000 only, meaning your configuration is working as expected. When I say your configuration is working as expected, to make sure that this will work properly, you have to make sure the OKB9 setting, FHEL 3K EH setting are required. To maintain default profit center, to maintain default cost center for the cost element, OKB9 setting is to be maintained. You got an error message on the pop-up now. Cost center is missing, profit center is missing. For the income GL, expense GL, because these are cost element. For any cost element, if you want to default profit center or cost center, you have to maintain this OKB9 setting. In the OKB9, you'll have to put your company code, cost element, you'll have to put default profit center and then default cost center here. So that the error message, whatever is related to income GL account, expense GL account, will not come anymore. And these points you'll have to make a note of it and you need to practice accordingly. So what I want everybody to do is create the same configuration, whatever we did, and your target is to upload the statement in one go. Your target is to upload the same statement with the same numbers in one go. And once this is done, when we connect back again, probably in the tomorrow morning session, we will complete electronic bank reconciliation statement. Remember, you will be able to understand conceptually EBRS only if you are clear with this manual BRS. If you are clear with this manual BRS, electronic BRS is clear for you. Okay, any questions on this?
Yes, Ajay. So let's say you have a requirement to change the bank that they're using for outgoing payments and incoming payments. Do they have to go through the entire process that we've just gone through?
You want to change the bank GL account?
Yes, let's say you are using HBC as your bank that you're using to transact. Now you change it to CITI. Do you go through this entire process or?
Not required. Straight away you can use manual BRS, not required, because it is a common this one. You are not assigning BRS configuration anywhere to the bank account. This is ready to use functionality for all the bank accounts at the chart of account level, because for all the bank accounts you are going to use the same logic ending with the 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
As long as your bank accounts are following the same logic, any bank account can use your manual bank reconciliation statement. This is not bank specific.
Oh, okay. All right. Answered. Thanks.
All right, fine then. Refer this recording I'll share now, the Excel sheet, and make sure you will practice it at least one time. Only after practicing at least one time you will have a clarity. Then when I talk in a generic way about bank statement, BRS and all, then you'll be able to practically relate what I'm talking, what points, errors that I'm representing, and how you need to quote these points, errors in your interview and all. You'll have a clear understanding. All right, so we'll connect maybe around 7 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, 4, 5, 6:30 p.m. we will connect. Okay, bye.